Um, Hi everyone,
Oh,
Namaste. I am from Yoga Aarambh Institute. A very good morning to all of you. And my name is Rinku Joshi, and I welcome you to the free yoga session on mental awareness, on stress management and inner calm. Now, first, I will introduce Aarambh Yoga Institute. Aarambh Yoga Institute, located in Kandivali, Mumbai, is an ISO certified institute that follows international standards for quality management. We are accredited by Yoga Certification Board under Ayush, Government of India, and we operate as an educational branch of the Aarambh Yoga Foundation, a public charitable trust registered under the Bombay Charitable Trust Act. Aarambh Yoga Institute is a well-trusted yoga institute in Mumbai, India. We aim to enlighten the world, especially young aspirants, by providing high-quality education, training, and guidance in the yoga teaching profession. We help them discover the true essence of yoga and its benefits by applying yoga principles and practices in daily life. This leads to better balance in various aspects of life, ultimately creating a more positive and harmonious society. Now, I will introduce Dr. Sushma Maurya. Dr. Sushma Maurya is founder and director of Aarambh Yoga Institute. She has an extensive 2 decade of experience in teaching and learning yoga. She serves as a lead examiner for the Yoga Certification Board Ayush and is currently an assistant professor at Swanand Yoga Vidya Gurukul, Latur. Dr. Moria has co-compiled the Yoga Teacher and Evaluator YCB Level 3 and Yoga Master YCB Level 4 textbooks, contributing significantly to academic field of yoga. She is UGC NET qualified in yoga and holds a master's degree in yoga, along with a postgraduate diploma in yogic science and Sankhya Yoga Darshan. She is certified at Ayush Level 2 and 3, achieving the prestigious Yoga Master Level 4 qualification. Beyond yoga, Dr. Maurya has also earned a diploma master's degree in education. Also, she is black belt in karate. Her achievements have been recognized with the Yoga Shri Award by the Indian Young Olympic Federation and the Patanjali College of Yoga and Research Center. She collaborates with renowned institutes, corporates, schools, NGOs, gymkhanas, and clubs, spreading her expertise and passion for yoga across diverse platforms. So, this is all about Aarambh Yoga Institute and Dr. Sushma Maurya, ma'am. Now, I will hand over, no, first, now after this, I'll introduce Sumali ji, who is going to be your yoga instructor today, who is going to hold the camp today. So meet Sumali Bharadwaj, a dedicated yoga and mental awareness instructor. Sumali Ji Bharadwaj is a certified yoga instructor who has given over 700 hours of service, having completed 200 hours in Rishikesh and an additional 500 hours at Aarambh Yoga Institute. As a passionate advocate for mental health, she integrates yoga practices with mental wellness techniques, helping individuals cultivate balance, mindfulness, and inner peace. A dedicated meditation practitioner since 2018, Somali ji brings a deep understanding of philosophy to her teachings, currently pursuing a master's degree in the field. Her unique background as an artist, hip hop dancer, and creative movement facilitator allows her to blend movements and mindfulness, creating a holistic approach to well being. To her work, Somali ji continues to inspire others on their journey of self discovery, healing, and personal transformation. And with this, I will hand over the meeting to Somali ji. and she'll guide us well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rinkuji, for such a wonderful introduction. And namaste, everyone. I'm Sumali, and I'll be taking your session today. And as Rinkuji has mentioned, yes, I have been doing work in this field. But before that, I want to thank Aarambh Yoga Institution, Sushma Maurya ma'am, and all of my batchmates for all the guidance they have given me. And with their blessings ahead, I'm starting this workshop. So, for our conversation, so that we can interact with each other better, I would ask everyone or request everyone to please turn on their cameras. And I'll be sharing a screen with you in the after starting the practice, and we will go through what are the things that we will learn or we will practice in order to understand what is stress and mental wellness. All right. So we will start the session with a little bit of chanting and aligning ourselves. So everyone, please sit straight. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Be in a comfortable position. You can hold the mudra of your choice. Now, let us inhale and exhale together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Try to keep your body stable. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and join your hands in front of your chest. Relax your elbows, relax your shoulders. We chant Omkar 3 times. Inhale. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Now slowly we rub our palms. Cup our eyes and gently open our eyes. Okay. So as we know, this is an alignment moment where we take the time to align our body, mind, and the breath. Right? After this, we generally go through a prayer. But since this is the first day of our workshop, and we will learn about how we pray, why we pray, and what we will pray for. So with that, from next class, we'll start with the prayer. Now, let us start with the presentation so that I can explain you this journey for you that's gonna be ahead in this next 4 days. And thank you again for staying connected. So let me share my screen. Please let me know if it is visible to all of you. Is it visible? Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So Today, so as you all can see, this is the first page of my presentation that is under the guidance of Aarambh Yoga Institute, and I'm taking the stress management and mental illness workshop. This workshop is going for 5 days. Today is the first day, and for the next 4 days, we'll be going through a few of the practices. And now we will understand what these practices will be and why we will be practicing it. And most importantly, what is stress, what is mental wellness, and how yoga will be helpful for us in discovering this well-being self of ours. So let us start with our first page, that is, what is yoga? So, yoga, when we generally start with yoga, as I have written, the word yoga originates from the Sanskrit root yuj, that means union. So, yoga is an union where there are the unification of two things or multiple things. For example, we can say that it is the union of the body, the mind, and the spirit. Suppose we are holding an asana. There is the unification of our body, our mental calmness, where we become aware of the posture and we unite in that posture. We take that posture. So that is the union that we are talking about here. It signifies the union of the body, mind, and the spirit, as well as the connection of the Atman, individual self. So, and with the Brahman, the universal self. So, when we talk about Atman and Brahman, it's when we say that individual self is I, right? In simple terms, if we start to try to understand this, when it comes to Brahman, is we or all. So, when we identify ourselves not as I, but we identify ourselves with the universal alignment. That is also yoga, where we sit for meditation and we unite with the universal self. Now, let's proceed forward with what yoga includes. Yoga is a holistic practice, it includes asanas to build strength, flexibility, and release tension from the body. So, why do we need to work on the strength and flexibility or release tension? Obviously, this helps us to keep ourselves fit. It also helps us to, you know, sometimes it contributes our to a longevity of the life. And when it comes to wellness of the mind, it also contributes to you feeling good. Whenever we work on our body, you will realize that you already feel good in the morning when you do asana or any kind of exercise. So that is one factor which come to this workshop. When we target asana, we are basically targeting the mind through our body. We are working on our body so that we feel good about it, or we are able to make ourselves feel that yes, we are in a healthier state. Otherwise, whenever you are sick or anything, you go through any problem, you realize that you have a pain in the hand, and you will feel that your mind is not with you. It's telling it's I feel bad, I'm sad, right? So that's where, if we try to understand in general terms, that's where asana and mental illness collides. Okay. The next thing is pranayam. It is to regulate the energy and calm the nervous system. You already know that yoga is the balance between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. That is the active mode and the resting mode of us, right? So similarly, when we focus on our breath, when we take deeper breaths, or when we work on the pace of our breath, or when we work generally on our breath, it regulates our energy and calms nervous system. Breath is the sign that we are living, right? We generally don't focus on the breath. We are mostly distracted when it comes to breath. We don't know how many times we breathe, how fast we're breathing, how slow we're breathing. So imagine this is a thing that you have been doing since your birth, and you put your focus onto that breathing system. So you are generally directing your attention to your breathing pattern, the thing that you have been doing since your birth. Automatically, your mind is settled in a very grounded level. You start feeling good about it. You start realizing that, okay, I'm breathing. I'm breathing fast, I am breathing slow. So this is how the awareness is coming into you. And this will eventually contribute in the feeling of yourself or what you feel everywhere. This is how pranayama also helps in making your attention more into the wellness of your mind. So the next thing that comes is meditation. Meditation has multiple purposes, has contributed a lot in discoveries also, and also in the expansion of the mind. Science also uh, supports meditation now. So in yoga, we also have meditation where we sit and we go inside and try to, be mindful, search the peace inside of ourselves. So similarly, when it comes to mental wellness, yoga and meditation also contributes towards your wellness. How? Because when you sit for meditation, you are stable. There are multiple thoughts coming into your mind. Okay. And there is a place when it will come when you meditate that you will be gone or separated from those thoughts. Now imagine you're having a problem in your life. Suppose you having a problem like you have to go somewhere, you're not able to get the bus. Now, if you're agitated, you are not calm, you will not find another solution. But if you are calm, you can definitely go for another uh, side way. Like suppose you can figure out uh, doing a taxi or a bike. So that's how meditation comes in, where it works on your mind to calm you. Okay. Now, there are lifestyle principles also. So when we say that when it comes about mental wellness or stress management, lifestyle principles like yamas, niyamas also contribute a lot. Yamas like non-violence, truthfulness, satya. Satya not only, when it comes to satya or truthfulness or non-violence, it's not towards others. It's also towards oneself. Talking to oneself, how you talk to yourself, what truths you tell yourself, what lies you tell yourself. So that also contributes in creating a reality or behaviors inside of us. Niyamas also, cleanliness. If your room is dirty, you get up and you feel bad. If your room is clean, it's smelling nice, you get up, you feel good, right? So that's how these principles also contributes in our everyday life. Now, moving towards the next essence of yoga. Yoga is not just a physical exercise, but a journey of self-awareness and transfer. It helps align your body, mind, and emotions, creating harmony within yourself with the world. Right? When it comes to harmony, it's always the body, mind, and everything around your surrounding. It's never one sector harmony, right? It's never harmony in your body or harmony. It's all combined. It's the union. That is yoga. Yes, we started with yoga as a union. Now, for beginners, think of yoga as a way to feel more connected to yourself. For this workshop, of course, I will state this line that take this workshop as a way of both connecting to yourself physically and mentally. No stress, nothing. And it's not about achieving a perfect poses or about finding balance and starting your journey to self-discovery. Okay? It's not about attaining any perfect posture. We will learn this, experience this together. And we will try to understand how wellness and stress and mental wellness impacts each other's life and our own lives. All right. Now, let us go towards understanding stress and mental wellness. So, what exactly is stress? Stress is the body's natural response to pressure or demands. Okay? So, stress is a natural response. It is in our body. It's not something that is created separately. It can occur when an individual feels threatened or challenged by external events or internal thoughts, right? So, you have to be felt threatened. That's why stress comes up. Suppose I'm going on a stage, I have to perform, right? I'm feeling stressed because of an external environment also, because there are a lot of people. I'm getting stressed that I have to perform good. I have given myself expectations that I have to perform good. So that's why I'm feeling threatened. What if I don't perform good? What if this happens? What if that's happens? So that is stress. I'm challenged by internal thoughts also. Like I'm thinking, okay, maybe I will not perform good. However, I have practiced, but that is the response to an external and internal thought process. So stress can be short term. So as soon as you step into the stage, as soon as I step into the stage and the music plays, I'll start dancing and I'll forget that thought, right? And I will start acting. I'll start dancing and then I'm not stressed anymore. But sometimes stress also stays chronic, that is long term, and it affects both the body and the mind, right? Everyone is getting me? Yeah? All right. Let's move ahead. Now, what is mental wellness? Now we have understood stress. Okay, that it is natural, it is a body's response, it is done by external and internal environment. It can be short term and long term. Now, the next thing is mental wellness. Mental wellness refers to a state of emotional and psychological well being. Okay, it means having the ability to cope with stress, maintain healthy relationships, and make balanced decisions. Now, what is mental wellness? Suppose you are in a state of stress. Okay, now I am on the stage. I'm about to go into the stage. I'm stressed. What if I run away from my performance because I got so stressed? That is a negative impact. But because of the stress, what if I just went, you know, went and did a very good performance? Then no, I have to deal with this. So that is a positive reaction. So now when it comes to mental wellness, it generally deals with the ability of a person to deal with the level of stresses. Maybe it's very ex- great level of stress, maybe it is a very minute level of stress. But it is on your response or in our response that wellness depends on, right? So mental illness is not just the absence of mental illness, but it involves resilience, clarity, and overall sense of contentment. So it is the ability to clear our mind in phases of stress. And it is to make better judgments for ourselves and for others in places where we are threatened, right? Now, let's move into the next page. I hope I'm clear on this. Just a second. I hope I'm clear on this. Yeah, let's move ahead. All, all right. Now, digging deep into stress, let's understand stress a little bit more. Stress is our body's natural response to challenges or demands, a mechanism that prepares us to either fight or flee from perceived threats. However, stress is not just about danger. It can also arise from the demands of everyday life, whether physical, emotional, or mental. Now, when it comes to stress, we need to understand that it's my body responding in itself. If I'm not stressed about my exams, maybe I will not study, right? If I'm not stressed about me getting good marks, maybe I'll not work on getting good. That stress is good. But I have exams and I'm so stressed that I'm not being able to study. That is bad, right? So that is what it is explained here. Stress is a complex process involving both mind and the body, and it activates the nervous system. So I got so stressed that I stopped studying because my nervous system is not in my control anymore. I'm feeling shivering. I'm not able to eat because I'm so stressed. I'm not able to study for my exam. So it activates the nervous system, causing physical changes like a faster heartbeat, increased blood pressure. BPs also are an outcome of stress nowadays, mostly. And this release of stress hormones such as cholesterol and adrenaline. Right? So it releases when our change system gets activated in a very different way. It's just rugged because of the stress that I have given myself based on the external or internal environment. Now it's affecting my hormones, my blood pressure, my heartbeat, my cholesterol, adrenaline, everything. Now, while short bursts of stress can be beneficial, helping you to focus that I mentioned earlier, chronic stress can have negative consequences, right? Like I'm so stressed, I keep stressing up all the time. It will definitely affect. It will start affecting my posture. It will start affecting my mental clarity. It will have impact on my health. PCOS, PCODs are also sometimes an outcome of over stress, a lot of stress, different kinds of stress. Now, let's go ahead. Types of stress. See, acute stress, chronic stress, and episodic acute stress. Now, acute stress is short-term, intermediate stress caused by a specific situation or event. Example, feeling nervous because of a presentation. I was going through it. We all must have gone through it, right? Or dealing with an unexpected problem. Suppose my screen stops working now. I'll be feeling nervous. I'm stressed. A surge in energy. What will happen to me if my screen stops working? I'll have a surge in energy and focus. But once the event passes, the stress usually fades away. But it got corrected. My stress is no more now. In the body, increased heart rate, intense muscles, and quick breathing. So in the body, we face increased heartbeat, tense the muscles ki okay, screen, it's not getting started. ये on नहीं हो रहा है. How will I deal with this? But as soon as it starts, my stress is gone. So now, why is it not harmful? Because it's brief, helps us to react quickly. Stress also helping me कि कैसे figure out करूँ मैं इस चीज को, right? And to quickly immediate challenges. So it's actually teaching me. It's the flight and fight response of the body. To pehle time mein that used to be in our body when because of that is in our body because of we had to fight the animals earlier, right? When we used to go for hunting. If you can trace back the human evolution. So this is the fight and flight response that we have to be in because we need to protect ourselves. That's the brain's response to any kind of stress. Now, the chronic stress. Problem कब होती है? When this fight and fight response is always, the stress is always. I'm always stressed and anxious that I am in danger. That is chronic. Long-term stress that continues over weeks, months, or even years. It arises from ongoing life pressures such as work stress, family issues, financial concerns. This can also be normal stressors. Okay, so these example constant work pressure, unresolved personal conflicts, lack of balance in life. ठीक है हम lack of balance in life में food habits वगैरह भी आ जाती है राइट हम गंदा खाना खा रहे हैं हमारे बॉडी पे स्ट्रेस पड़ रहा है ठीक है फैट्स खा रहे हैं हर तरीके का स्ट्रेस फिजिकल स्ट्रेस भी पड़ रहा है एंड हम वर्क का टेंशन ले रहे काम नहीं कर टेंशन ले रहे उसका भी स्ट्रेस पड़ रहा है तो ये अगर लॉन्ग टर्म खींच गया इफ इट गेट्स एक्सटेंडेड देन इट बिकम्स chronic stress that we are always anxious we are always stressed we always feel that we are in danger right so that the problem of stress is being in danger as I mentioned flight and fight response in the body prolonged exposure to cholesterol can cause serious health problems like high blood pressure weakened immune systems and digestive issues that we all you have dealt people with this some of you are taking classes also that whenever you see that there is obviously there are people with blood pressure weak immune system you see that there is some kind of physical mental or emotional stress that is going on either they are inflicting it on themselves or it's created by some external environment either they are stressing the body by eating a lot or they're stressing the mind by thinking a lot something or there had to do with the stress factor. Now episodic acute stress a recurring form of acute stress where episodes of stress happen more frequently like someone with a chaotic lifestyle frequently rushing between deadlines and responsibilities, feelings of being overwhelmed and out of control with frequent anxiety and frustration. Now you might have heard the term anxiety a lot in common nowadays. I'm anxious, I'm getting anxious, I, you know, so that is also you can term as an episodic stress where you take a lot of you get into the state of stress in an instant. However, it's not prolonged. It comes and goes, but it is there. Okay, affects feelings of being overwhelmed, out of control with frequent anxiety and frustration. Suppose I have a presentation. I have 3 presentations in 3 days. I'm getting anxious again and again and again of the same, but I'm taking the same kind of stress. So that how it can interfere with the productivity and emotional stability over time. So this episodic stress can definitely work, affect on your productivity because if you're stressed, you're not able to prepare the presentation better. Rather than you would have prepared it better if you were in a better calmer state. So these are the simple kind of stress that I want you to focus on. Now, we have already questioned this part, that is stress always negative? Anybody? Anybody
No,
wants to add something? No.
no, there
Ramaji
are
has said no.
eustress and de-stress, yes. Yeah. And
Right.
also,
Right.
yugs and thoughts in law also helps us to understand these stresses very well. Yes.
Yes, yes, very nice. Yes. So when it is stress is not inherently bad. In fact, it can be motivating, help us perform better. So exams is the best example. But when stress becomes excessive or prolonged, it shifts into de-stress, which can be harmful, right? So eustress is positive stress, motivational stress that helps us perform under pressure. Example, the excitement before a job interview, a sports competition, a creative project. You know, effects, it can enhance performance, focus the mind, and give a sense of purpose. Why is it beneficial? Eustress triggers the release of dopamine, boost motivation and energy. Okay, so when you are excited, that is also a kind of stress, but you are excited here. Now, the stress, negative stress, occurs when stress exceeds when what we can handle. Like chronic distress can lead to anxiety, fatigue, emotional instability, ongoing work pressure, same things I've mentioned, because these are common things that are present in everyone's life. Work pressure, relationship difficulties, financial struggles that seem unresolvable can lead to physical issues like insomnia, weight gain or loss, mental exhaustion. Over time, the stress can impair decision making and emotional well-being. Sometimes we get so stressed because we don't work on that we generally start staying all day angry, all day sad, and that eventually leads into depression. If we go in the clinical terms of psychology, it eventually takes us to depressive states where we fail to function eventually. How to identify stress signs and symptoms? So, how do we identify that we are stressed or not? Stress is not always obvious at first, but there are clear symptoms to look out for. So, आप लोगों को क्या लगता है? Anyone from you is stressed in some way or the other? Have you experienced some kind of stress? Anyone? Right? So, physical symptoms like increased heart rate, shallow breathing, tension in muscles. कभी कभी आपको क्लाइंट्स मिलेंगे बोलेंगे मेरे शोल्डर बहुत दर्द है, ये मेरा फ्रोजन है, स्टिफ है, हिलता नहीं है, मेरा बैक में भी पेन है, स्ट्रेस डाल दिया है मैंने वहां पे बहुत फिजिकली पोस्चर स्ट्रेस, काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेस, यू नो. नाउ हेडेक्स, स्टमक प्रॉब्लम्स, स्लीप डिस्टर्बेंसेस. हेडेक्स होगा उनको, स्टमक प्रॉब्लम्स भी आता है स्ट्रेस से, स्लीप प्रॉब्लम्स, फ्रीक्वेंट कोल्ड और वीकनेस, लाइक इम्यून सिस्टम डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है. ठीक है. इमोशनल सिम्टम्स आएंगे, irritability, anxiety, mood swings. Anxiety is again getting into the flight and fight response, defense mode, feeling overwhelmed, helpless, or out of control, not able to make decisions. Once they were confident, now they're so stressed they don't know that they're making a right decision or wrong decision. And they're not able to take good decisions according to them, despite the outcome. Now, cognitive symptoms would be, just a second. So cognitive symptoms, difficulty concentrating, memory problems. बच्चों को भी stress होता है, right? Kids also go through stress. When we talk about stress, they have boards. Some kids are good enough that they can take a lot of stress, but sometimes the pressure gets so much that they are scared, they are not able to concentrate. So I'll share a real life example. I have a cousin of mine giving an boards exam this year. He was so stressed few months back that he was not able to study. So that is also one kind of stress because of the name boards. So this cognitive symptoms also appear, that difficulty in concentration, memory problems, racing thoughts, constant worry leading to negative thinking. That if I fail in boards, kind of like that. Behavioral symptoms, changing in eating habits. Yeah, you will find people that are in stress, they're eating, either they have their appetite has increased or it has decreased to a much less now they are not eating at all or they're eating too much. Increase of use of substance. Sometimes we see that when people are stressed, they take to alcohol, they take to cafe as coping mechanisms. कि थोड़ा सा relax. You will must see this, and this culture is very much in corporate culture when they take smoke breaks, coffee breaks. If you have worked with the corporate culture, so you will notice that there are a lot of smoke breaks. There is a smoking room or a balcony. So that is very common. And that is because of stress. They feel that this minute act of theirs will help them release the stress they're going through because of their work. So these behavioral symptoms will also be seen. Social withdrawal and reluctance to engage in activities. This comes when we, cross over the line where we are so much stressed that I again mentioned that we become depressed. Like depression as in we are not able to express the feelings or what we are going through. We're not able to talk. We're not able to function properly. So that's where mental wellness comes in. Why we should not touch that level. How we can stop ourselves if you're stressed from touching that level. The next is all right. Understanding mental wellness. The World Health Organization defines mental wellness as a state of well-being in which an individual realizes their own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to their community. Eventually, we work as a person or a society or a community for the social welfare. If our work is not contributing to the society, generally in our uh, we feel that if I'm earning much a lot, then I'll definitely feel good if I can give the needy ones a good meal maybe one day. So whatever we are doing when it comes to mental illness, we should be able to work towards the community betterment also. That's what World Health Organization states a well-being, which is individual realizes their own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, and is able to make a contribution to their community. Mental wellness focuses on proactively achieving and maintaining the state of well-being by nurturing mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. Everything is included: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Now, breaking down the definitions. Mental wellness realizes their own abilities, recognizing personal strengths and potential, what I can do, what my role in the society, focusing on self growth, lifelong learning, copes with normal stresses of life, developing resilience to handle challenges, practicing mindfulness and stress management techniques. Right? Agar मैं stressed too, I have to work on the stress. I can't sit like I'm stressed. I have to work on that. Why am I stressed? Work productively, maintain focus and clarity to achieve goals, build a healthy work-life balance. Like if I'm doing yoga to attain stress-free life, I have to be clear about what I'm doing, how I'm doing. And that's why this presentation is, right? So that we understand what and why we are doing for the next 4 days. Makes a contribution to their community, cultivating meaningful social relationships and harmony, engaging in acts of service or shared purpose, like we all are doing. We are sharing a purpose right now. Uh, Susma Maurya ma'am is sharing a purpose right now. She's doing a wonderful job. Aram Yoga is doing a wonderful job. Rinkuji is doing a wonderful job because we are less stressed. But there are people who are not able to contribute because they are stressed. And that's why this really comes in today's time, mental wellness, because everywhere you see there is digitalization and everyone is on the screen and a lot of work around and we all are stressed. Why it matters. Mental wellness, holistic approach. Mental wellness ensures balance in all aspects of life: mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. We all agree to this. Yes, mental wellness. Now, foundation for health promotes physical health, reduce stress, and improves overall quality of life. So, if you are mentally well, if your stress is managed, you'll definitely work on your physical health. You'll go to the gym, you'll hit the gym every day. You'll work properly, you'll take care of your diet. But if your mind is unstable, you will not feel like cooking, right? You'll not feel like making a good dish for yourself or for your child or for your friend. Now, social impact. Mentally well individuals contribute positively to the society and inspire others. We have seen a lot of examples from this. Even if you go to see psychology, study psychology or everywhere, a person who is very stressed and not able to function properly is not cannot do good for others because he's not able to do good for himself. How will he do for someone else, right? So that's what wellness comes in. Now, role of yoga and stress management. Reduces, we all know, it reduces stress hormones, lower cholesterol, physical stress symptoms like high blood pressure. It helps us manage all of these things, promotes relaxation. We know activates the parasympathetic and the through savasana and pranayama, including calm. Okay. Improves emotional regulation, fosters self-awareness. So when we are in asana, we have to be sthir, sukh, thiram sukham asana. We have to be sthir. What does this mean? That we are aware of our posture. When we are holding that posture, we are aware of it, reducing overreactions to stresses. So I'm in Trikonasana, my legs are paining, but I am stable in that asana. So now I'm teaching my body and the mind to not react to those pains. So this is how we practice mental wellness through yoga. I'm not reacting to my pains. I'm holding that posture. I'm creating a stability in myself. Boost resilience. So when you say strengthens the body, mind improves flexibility and also strength energy to combat stress. It's obviously yoga helps in strength of the body, strengthens our body, improves our flexibility, not only the flexibility of the body, but flexibility of the mind. As the brain reaches more oxygen, we are able to relax it more, and as it relaxes, it starts working better. Energy to combat stress. Obviously, we get energized after yoga class. You will never feel, you'll feel energized always. Now, regulate sleep patterns, releases tensions, promoting better health, and addressing stress-induced insomnia. We all know this, that it also helps in teaches us to rest. Yoga also teaches us to rest. Now, the role of yoga in mental wellness fosters emotional balance, combines breath, meditation, movement, stabilization, deepens self-awareness practice through self-awareness, swadhyaya, self-reflection. Yoga enhances understanding of thoughts, emotions, actions, supports brain health. Yoga promotes neuroplasticity, improve adaptability, cognitive function, just a second, and emotional regulation. And unites the body, mind, spirit, aligns physical, emotional, spiritual health, promoting overall well-being. So when yoga कैसे mental health में contribute करता है, definitely it works on the body, it works on the mind, it works on our thought processes, yamas, niyamas, everyone works on our behavioral foundations, right? When you study psychology, it's a behavioral science. So when it comes to behavior, yoga also talks about behavior. Non-violence is a kind satya. It's an act. It's a practice behavior. It gets formed with the practice. So that's why practice is also very much given importance in yoga. It improves mental clarity. Yoga nidra. You have all practice. You teach yoga nidra also. You will realize that you feel very relaxed. So what all this practice basically is teaching us swadhyaya, self-reflection. If we focus. Yes, so when it comes to mental wellness, it's a practice that we need to do by ourselves. And yoga also talks about swadhyaya, self-reflection or self-study, where we study our postures. Even in yoga, when you sit for asana, you start studying yourself. In dharana, in meditation, you start studying your breath. In pranayama, you start studying your mind. Uh, when you focus on the mind, when you focus on the body, you start studying your. It's because it's a adhyaya going on. It's just that we have to be aware of that practice that we are doing. And then this practice will contribute us in understanding how in everyday and daily life we can imply those practices. Because it is a practical science and it is a philosophical science in both the ways, right? So that's how yoga contributes in stress management. People that are getting stressed, you are in corporate, you are getting stressed, but if you know how to practice, you will not be stressed. And even if you are stressed, you will know how to manage that stress. That's what we need to learn in today's time. Now, let's learn what we will practice. Basic practices we will do. In short kriyas, we will do Kapalbhati only. Okay, clearing the frontal. We'll not go much deeper into that. This practice is believed to cleanse the frontal region of the brain, making the face and the mind radiant with vitality and clarity. We need clarity of thought. The forceful exhalations remove toxins and stimulate the brain, leading to a sense of rejuvenation and mental brightness. We clear the mind first, the frontal lobe, in ways so that we can, start our practice clearing our mind, clearing ourselves with breath, right? And as our practice deepens, we go into other forms of Swakriyas. But in these 4 days, we'll be touching Kapalbhati only. Now, leg goes to asanas. We'll go for Shukshma Vyayam. Obviously, we have to work on our joints. slow, physical improving and flow, increase the energy flow in our body, the system, so that we can go better into the asanas and utilize ourselves into the asanas. Now we will be touching a few of the poses, Tarasan, Vrikshasana, with Virabhadrasana, and all of this to build strength, stability, release physical tension, open the chest, reduce the stress. So all these asanas will be practicing Sukhasana, Paschimottanasana, Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend, Janusirsasana, to stretch the back and relax. So basically, in all those asanas, seated postures will be practicing a few. Belly postures, that is Bhujangasana, Shalabhasana, Lotus pose. All these practices will be doing. Back down poses, obviously, we will be doing variations also. These are just for your understanding that these poses we will be touching in these 4 days of workshop. Supta Baddha Konasana, Pavan Muktasana, Viparit Karnasana, forward bends, inversions to relieve the stress, increase blood flow to the brain. Forward bends also does that. Headstands. Instead of headstands, we'll go for forward bends, downward facing dogs. And we'll try a few of the balancing postures to improve our focus and shoulder tension. Now, release the shoulder tension. Relaxing posture, we'll go for Shavasana, obviously, and we'll try other practices like Yoga Nidra also. Now, Yoga Nidra induces deep relaxation, helps release accumulated tension from the subconscious mind. How does this touch our subconscious mind? Because there is an aspect of imagination. Where we go, we use the imagination to calm ourselves. So when it comes to imagination, you will realize that it's all about sometimes our stresses are all about our perception. If we change our perception, we change the stressor, right? So Yoga Nidra has also contributed in that where we use the imagination. Suppose you learn to give a perception, better perception to yourself in a moment of stress, then you will act better. So this also contributes in this aspect. Now in pranayam, we will be doing anulom vilom, balancing the nervous system, reduces anxiety, enhances mental clarity. Bhramari, humming deep breath, soothes the mind, relieves tension, and promotes emotional stability. Ujjayi calms the mind, regulates breaths, and enhances focus. Ujjayi is also ocean breaths. It's a winner's breath. So that also will be focusing on different aspects of our voice, sound, breath, will be basically practicing awareness through all the practices. Now, what we'll practice in meditation, antarmana, inner silence, observing thoughts without judgment to develop self-awareness and mental clarity. Ajapa japa, mantra meditation, repeating a mantra like Soham, Om, to help deepen concentration in spiritual. As we have learned earlier, that it also includes our spiritual health. So how we connect, how we talk about it also matters. Now, breath awareness meditation, swasadhyana, focusing on the breath to calm the mind and develop present moment awareness. Simple basic practices. We are not doing any deep practices because here we are working on our managing our stress and mental wellness so that we become more aware of ourselves, our behavioral patterns, and our mind's states. Now, the next thing we go for is food for a calm mind and stress-free life. Sattvic food, fresh natural fruits, whole grains, nuts, seeds, herbal teas, dairy milk, dairy like milk, ghee, fresh paneer. Why? Sattvic food keeps the mind calm, reduces stress, and promotes emotional balance. Rajasic food, overstimulating stress, eat in moderation, right? Because spicy and processed food cause restlessness and anxiety. You'll realize if we shift your food habits or if you have different kinds of food habits. Tamasic, junk food, excessively smoking, fermented foods, and stale, reheated pickles, alcohol, smoking leads to low energy in the brain fog and emotional imbalance. Hydration and herbal support, water, coconut, beer, any kind of water, keep yourself hydrated. Now, the next is the role of prayer. So, we are going towards the end of the presentation. We'll be ending the presentation. Now, we always in the practice of yoga, we start and end with the prayer. So why do we start and end with the prayer? Prayer in yoga is not about asking something. It is about tuning into a higher consciousness, preparing the mind for wisdom and fostering inner harmony. So we are basically allowing the mind and the body towards a practice that we are going to do now. That's why we pray. We make ourselves go into the practice and come out of the practice. Okay? It helps in purification of the mind. Devotion and surrender teaches us devotion and surrender. That is bhakti, meditative state, dhyana, preparing the mind for focus and self-inquiry. Samskara suddhi, purifying past impressions. Prayers in yoga are often a gratitude to our teachers, to nature, and the wisdom that allows us to heal, grow, and transform. It's a form of showing gratitude. Okay, so we start at the end and the start and end, we chant the prayer. Now, the two prayers that we'll be doing in this workshop is Patanjali Sloka, Yogena Chetasya. And this prayer is basically bowing down to Patanjali because of his gift to the world of Ayurveda, grammar, and yoga. This entire prayer is towards that. The next will be the ending prayer, that is Astoma Sadgamaya. So this leading me from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, and from mortality to immortality, peace, peace, and peace. So basically, once you end or you get done with the yoga class, you really feel the calm. So I rest the calm in the ending. That thank you for this grace and the truth that you have bestowed on us or bestowed on me. And that's how we end the class. And this is also the end of my presentation. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask.
When you say Shakriyas, all those asanas which we do to come out of those stress or mental challenges and things like that, is it why you are only restricting only with Kapalbhati? Maybe the lack of time or the
No, it's basically a beginner's workshop, right?
oh,
So it's not about doing all the practices, but it's about doing the one practice with total awareness. So
okay.
that is why we can also go for the rest. It depends
Yeah.
on the practice.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Thank you.
Anything
It
else?
was very good. It was very good. Really
Thank you.
enjoyed.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully, yeah,
Any more
looking
question?
forward.
It was a lovely introduction, lovely presentation. So, yeah, I congratulate you on this, and it was very interesting too.
It was really
Thank you so much,
wonderful.
Rinkuji.
We'll see you
Thank you
tomorrow.
so much, Ramajit.
So tomorrow
Yes,
it's
we'll see you.
tomorrow it's practical session, next 4 days, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Next 4 days, it will be practical session.
Okay.
Nice session. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you
Thank you so much, Renuji. Thank you, Ramaji. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rinkuji.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Shraddhaji,
Yes.
thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye. Take care, all of
Yeah.
you.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye,
Namaste.
Renu, Rinkuji. Bye.